Hello and thanks for staying with us. Welcome to Political Platform on Repo Radio and African Independent Television, AIT. My name is Amechi Anapwe. Now, political parties have started uploading names of the different candidates to the portal of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. That's for those that will run for the 2027 general elections as candidates. This is ongoing as several aspirants are alleging manipulations and upturning of results of the different primaries held by the political parties, with many of them claiming victory for the same constituency. We will also take a look at the outcome of the primaries conducted by the All Progressives Congress APC for the Delta North Senatorial Zone, where incumbent Ned Nwoko and former Governor Ifeanyi Okowa are at loggerheads. We'll be joined by Barrister Tonnie Oganah, Director of Publicity for Anioma State Creation Group. The Nigerian government is proposing a series of reforms to transform the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. Now, under the move, prospective corps members will now undergo a 6-week orientation program instead of the usual 3. The reforms also introduces a civilian head for the first time in its 53-year history, shifting the focus from a military drill to one of skill acquisition. We will offer perspectives. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to release the registration access code to Akin Ricketts to commence the registration of All Democratic Alliance, ADA, as a political association or as a political party. But a group within the association, led by Umar Arudo and Uche Secondus, are insisting that the court had imposed a leadership on the association outside the lawful one. They claim that Akin Ricketts has since exited the association and moved over to the African Democratic Congress, ADC. They are challenging the matter in court. We will examine the politics of political party registration and the 2027 general election. We can also talk about political parties deregistration, because we have seen the courts order INEC to register, and the same courts have also asked INEC to deregister. So political parties that are the only platform that can present candidates to run in our elections in the absence of independent candidacy are seeing politics we have never seen in the past before. But we have my colleagues here with me, Uju Eje and Mustafa Mohammed. Gentlemen of the press, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
We'll take a quick soundbite from the State House, Abuja, where the Federal Executive Council met on Monday and took a number of decisions, key among them the decision to radically transform the National Youth Service Corps. Take a listen.
As simple and straightforward. We want to build an NYSC out of just mobilization of program. We are looking and working for the strong partnership for skill development, job creations, possibility, and national growth. The key reforms are stated clearly to put a call of data in digital way and a self-development core members for security and also attentions in special issues. These are prepared to even the structures of the reform of NYSC.
We have the Agri Corps, we have the Medical Corps, we have the Education Corps, we have the Tech and Digital Corps, we have the Legal Corps, we have the Public Service Corps, we have the Infrastructure Corps, we have the Green Corps, we have the Enterprise Corps, we have the Creative Economy Corps, we also have the Paramilitary and Security Corps. So each corps member, once he's Once he has uploaded and he has been recognized and accepted as a corps member, he's required to pick one of those corps. And once he registers in that, then we recognize him as a medical corps, and certain trainings will be given for each of those corps within the 2 weeks. What is important is Mr. President, in his usual bold and courageous way, has taken on this holistic reform of the NYSC, which has never been done in the last 53 years of its establishment. NYSC will be civilian, led with clarity of the fact that we need to build the skill set of our youth to enable them function and support the government in building a $1 trillion economy.
So from emphasis during orientation camp, from military drills to skills acquisition.
It's a wonderful idea. You see, because the military drills have not done much for youth corpers, in the course of the program. But the skill acquisition is exactly what they need. Like, if you come out now with skills, you'll be able to you'll be able to be useful both to yourself and to the nation. Like she talked about the $1 trillion economy, and that they'll be able to contribute first to themselves, because at that point in time, you'll be able to utilize those skills to do some things for yourself, for your family, for your immediate society. In the past, it's just people who went out of their way, youth corps members who went out of their way to do things for the community. But now it will be something that you have in your hands, and you must utilize it, of course. And I think it's a wonderful idea. And then this unemployment issue will be greatly reduced, because if you have skills, then why would you be unemployed? Utilize the skills and do something for yourself.
You see, the statement read by the wonderful lady there is telling us that they are building in more as a capacity building. Of course, the military components, the tattoo, the parades, the obedience, taking salute, some of these things were to instill more discipline into the exuberant youth. You know, the youth age
To
from
which youths?
when you are talking about from adolescence to up to 20, 25, up to when people will no longer serve, this age where the youth are very restive. So the military parade, teaching people how to do obedience, respect, is also a very good part of the component. And if you look at the economies all over the world, it's overtaken by skills. You can have your degrees, masters, PhDs in relevant fields. But in the West, for example, where you have industrialized countries, when you go for interview or when you apply online, some of the things they want to find out is what can you offer? What do you know how to do beyond your certificate? And even the Western countries for a very long time now, when they are carrying out visa interviews for people who want to relocate, they ask questions as simple as, can you change electric bulbs? When your pipe plumbing issues at home, what can you do? When your tire has an issue, can you change your tire? They can ask you questions about things that you think are insignificant here. So these hundreds of thousands of
skill-driven.
Yes, these hundreds of thousands of youth that we are churning out every day from polytechnics, colleges of education, universities, to go out to the society looking for a means of livelihood, can now have something added to their certificate that will allow them become relevant in the society. For some of us who have stayed in Lagos for a very long time, some 30 years ago, I've met dispatch riders with master degrees, PhDs, as in, you start asking yourself then, this guy has master's, PhD, but what's a dispatch rider for a DHL, for some embassies, and what have you? Riding a bike.
Dangote's trucks.
Drivers,
fleet of trucks. When he advertised for drivers, PhD holders applied. And Nigerians were left wondering, how on earth can someone who has acquired a PhD want to take a menial job?
They do that
If
in
you
the
have been
West.
hungry for 5 years without a job, you would do anything
In
to survive.
1993, the Coca-Cola company advertised and employment opportunities. But specifically in 1993, the Coca-Cola company was asking for only graduates to apply. And then as young university students, a lot of us were like, how can you be a truck driver as a graduate? But you see, as time goes on, it dawned on so many things that degrees, skills are ahead of whatever certificates you have. And in a country like Nigeria, for a very long time, people are competing. I want to have degrees in economy. I want to have degrees in law, medicine. Yet, you also find hundreds of thousands of people at the moment now with their degree certificate, but some of them are fashion designers and tailors. I know a pilot from Kano, trained abroad as a pilot, but one of the richest fashion designers now. I've seen medical doctors who became TV presenters. So it's about what can sustain your life.
You made a strong point. We are moving away from certificates to certificates.
Exactly.
You need to sabi the thing. And when you hear sabi, it's all about skills. What skills do you have? Globally, there's this shift from certificates to skills.
Exactly.
Go to Southeast Asia. When I was in South Korea and Malaysia 2 years ago, I saw a lot of people work in microchips, those that are producing these phones, those that are producing computer-based gadgets. These are the hands-on.
The assembly lines.
Need. So why I'm saying this is because like we just said, everybody says and understands the fact that NYSC needs reforms.
Yes.
And we applaud that move from military drill to skill set, because the idea behind the military drill is to get some reservists. In Israel, for instance, once you turn 16, you serve 6 months receiving full
Compulsory.
military training.
Yes.
Because, it's a warlike area. But for us here, yes, we need more boots on ground, but the unemployment situation here has thrown up the need for us to focus on skills. But I wonder what a 6 weeks training can do in terms of imparting skills. And I ask, yes, it's a good move, but should we not take it to our education curriculum? No. Can we move away from education? There are some courses that are no longer relevant in Nigeria. Can we make them entrepreneurial and skill-based? Shouldn't we start the reforms from there?
I just remembered, my daughter, while at the University of Ilorin, while it was not a major course, they were encouraged by lecturers and by the system to acquire skills on their own. I recall that when each time they celebrate birthdays and things, those cakes are baked by their classmates. The person who printed some of the things they used for their graduation was a student. So most of them were into, hairdressing, nail making, and they were making so much money as students. Some of them were models. They were into a whole lot of things. So systems have already started encouraging. I think what we need to do is to make it official. There's this other young girl, Tina, who made a first class in engineering. Tina is living off cakes, different designs of cakes. If you go to her cake shop, I doubt if she will ever use that certificate of engineering, first class. Tina is not using it at all. There are a whole lot of young people
it throws up a lot
like
of
that.
questions.
Yes.
Do we need engineers or do we need technicians? And when I see this shift, let's convert our polytechnics to universities. And I laugh at those pushing that move. I say, do you understand the harm you're doing to our nation? Because polytechnics are designed to produce middle-level manpower.
Practical
more
work.
of hands-on
Yes.
Technicians. But you want to make them engineers.
Theoretical graduates.
Doctor, are you talking about...
The issue is that West African migrants are coming into Nigeria, taking up our artisan jobs, because we lack the skill set. So we should focus on these colleges, technical colleges, polytechnics, convert more of our universities to technical colleges that will produce people.
Make
Doctor,
them
we are talking
exactly
about,
what they should be. Make them what they were set up to be. Because we deviated. They started becoming, theoretical institutions. Let's make them, give them the equipment, give them everything they need to function effectively.
In Abuja here, so many people building their houses had to wait for those who come from the French colonies like Chad, Niger, Cameroon, Benin Republic, Togo to come and plaster their house, do the plumbing job, the tiling, electrification, and what have you. This is because our system has not produced those technicians. And I can tell you, for those who cannot get outsiders, sometimes they have to work for 3 months. If they cannot get the outsider, they will rather go to Maiduguri because of the closeness of Borno to the Chadians and Cameroonians. There are a lot of skilled workers there that they have to bring. I know people who have to bring people from Maiduguri because they cannot get that one. And beyond that, not quite long ago, when Alhaji Aliko Dangote was building his refinery, we learned that they needed about 10,000 welders because Nigeria doesn't have those certified welders. There's the difference between roadside welders that can make your gate and we are talking about glass welding, aluminium, steel, underwater welding for the oil companies and what have you. With the Nigeria Institute of Welding have done very well in the past by producing welders that are certified in the basic, intermediary, and advanced, that they train people in Warri in the NIW school. They take them to South Africa, Australia, and Turkey under Dr. Solomon Edebiri. At a point in time for some years...
Nigerian Content Development Commission is also doing so much.
The Petroleum PTDF was...
Training Institute.
PTDF was given scholarship. At a point in time, we learned under the immediate past boss of the PTDF, they have stopped the project, and it has done a lot of harm for Nigerians. So I think what the federal government has done with the new policy is commendable. The federal government needs to take advantage of whatever thing they can do to enhance these skills, including because you find Nigerians working in South Korea, in Brazil during the stadium, and so many other places because they had the global certification in welding.
You see, you asked the question before whether the 6 weeks would be sufficient to acquire skills. Yeah, certain skills can be acquired in 6 weeks, but even beyond that, any serious-minded youth, having been introduced to a certain skill, if the person is focused in life, would not just abandon it because it's just for 6 weeks. You go beyond that. You push yourself, you encourage yourself to go and improve on whatever foundation that has been laid within those 6 weeks. Any focused youth will do that. It's just, it's a certain point.
Okay, but in all this, I also hope, the government made mention of it, they are trying to bring in the state governments into taking responsibility for conditions in NYSC camp. We all went through NYSC, and I think of 6 weeks there, the living conditions, the standards, the hygiene, and I shudder. It's a harrowing experience. So a lot of work must be done on the state of these NYSC orientation camps. Let's not turn them into Nigerian police training colleges. We know what they are like. If we must keep our young ones in these conditions for 6 weeks, we must make life meaningful for them. I think we should deal with the conditions of these orientation camps before we even begin to implement them. But we'll move to another issue now. Delta North senatorial primary of the APC that pitted two heavyweights together. They say when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers now. It's the grass, the constituents in that area. Ned Nwoko, a billionaire, incumbent senator, and a tested politician, former governor of Delta State, former senator, former secretary to the government of the Federation, former commissioner, former vice presidential candidate. These are the two men that squared up. Both are laying claim to victory with the party tilting towards the Okoa. But we'll be hearing from Ned Nwoko camp today. Our guests will soon join us, but let's shared this video provided by Ned Nwoko Camp. They said this is what transpired on the day of the primary that held in Delta North. Take a listen.
Three votes. 250. 2,250. Yes.
Then Okowa got 3 votes. So in essence, Okowa have won the primary Professor Ward 1 because he scored the highest vote by getting 2,250 as an APC candidate for Senate. Why Okowa got 3 votes against 2,250. So now the Okowa win here.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, this is the phone.
Sweet like
You don't become my brother passing now.
Ned is a go.
It's a go.
Ned is a go. Muna enter line, make them catch him. Ned is a go.
For right hand.
Ned is a go. Ned is a go. Ned is a go. Ned has done well. Ned is a go. Overwhelming vote. Ned is a go. This is what 10 in the East. Ned is a go. 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 Ned is a go.
You pick up from here.
I want to start counting.
Let me call Divine. Let me call. No, you stand there. So I can. No, guys. We are taking the counting. Divine, come.
Okay, you've seen the video from Ned Nwoko Camp. They said that is what transpired during the day of the primary in Delta North senatorial zone. Joining us now is Barrister Tonnie Oganah, Director of Publicity for Anyama State Creation Group. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
So both camps are claiming victory, Ifeanyi Okowa camp and Ned Nwoko camp.
That's politics for you, all about self-interest.
The party is supposed to have declared the results after the election. They didn't do it. Now they're uploading the names of successful candidates to INEC portal.
Now, truth be told, in my opinion, APC is in a dilemma. They know Ned won that election. They know Ned is the person to beat. They know Ned was the only person that emerged when he was in PDP from that area because we are predominantly Igbos. You find a few people speaking Yoruba, the Olokume people. Some other people say they are from Nupe, they are from Igala, fine. But the bulk of the Nile local governments are Igbos. Only Ned Nwoko was the senator to emerge under PDP from Delta State. Senator Dafinone and Joel Onowakpo emerged from APC. So it's clear that Ned is the man of the people. Indeed, the name Ned is the name given to him by our people, coined from Chinedu, God guides. Ned is the man of the people.
Let me ask you this question.
Please.
At the outcome of the primary election,
Yes.
what were the figures?
From our own camp, which is the official camp, Ned had 135,000 votes. There are 98 wards in Anyoma, which is Anocha North, Anocha South, Oshimili North, Oshimili South, Ndokwa East, Ndokwa West, Ukwani local government, Ika North East, and Ika South. So naturally, you would ensure that you would concede Ika North East, where His Excellency Governor Okowa, who was also senator, indeed has occupied everything there is to occupy in office in Nigeria, apart from president and vice president. He has occupied every other thing. In those areas, yes, he won. But in the mainstream, I can give many reasons why Ned won that election hands down. One, Ned has always had the ability to walk across party lines. Even when he was in PDP, he has a record of sponsoring over 50 bills and motions. I'm talking of bills and motions that affect the people.
Now, going back to the issue of primary election, sir.
No, I'm giving it back. I'm telling you why he couldn't have lost.
You are giving me a figure now. I'm trying to also ask you the directive by the parties that it should not, the results should not be announced, that they will do it at the headquarters. Do you think that was made in order to carry out a manipulation or whatever?
I don't know. I'm not in their minds. I'm not a mind reader. I'm just a human being. But I do know one thing. The only person that can stop the NDC surge, the Gregory surge in Delta North is Ned Nwoko, because he's Igbo.
Ifeanyi Okowa is Igbo too.
Yes.
Okowa said he's Igbo when he was running on that article to be vice president. But today Okowa says he's a Delta from the South.
But you see,
Now, actually, is South a tribe? South is not a tribe.
you express so much confidence that Ned won. The same confidence is also being expressed in the camp of Okowa, Senator Okowa. They are also confident that he won. I mean, how do you place this? How do you reconcile that?
Thank you for this question. The last election held in Nigeria in Delta North, indeed the whole country, Senator Okowa lost as the sitting governor when he was vice statical. He lost his polling unit. Polling unit is the lowest form. That's where your cooks, your drivers, your people, your family people. Okowa lost that. Not only that, hold on, he lost his ward. He lost his local government.
But that was because of
We need to verify
Keep it
we need to fact check you. We need to have a responsibility to fact check you.
Please.
Just to put it out there, we need to verify. Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Just hold on. Let me establish what
You're
I'm
breaking
saying.
my thoughts.
You will recover it. Now, we need to verify what we are saying because we have a responsibility to fact check your claims. But I also want to tell you that is that not a presidential election? Is it not different from a senatorial party primary?
No, wait, I'm telling you now. I was building on before you. So let me try and get my thoughts back. I'm not as young as I used to be. But the point is, Okowa lost his unit, his ward in 2023. And to fact check that, it's easy. Google it. If I'm a liar, please tell Nigerians I'm lying. He lost all the way. Ned was the only person that won under PDP all the way. At the time, Okowa ran under PDP. After his own election, after Ned's own election with the president, they came first. Ned still assisted him and was one of the highest donors. What caused the problem between Ned and Okowa is simple. After Okowa lost the elections to be vice president, but succeeded through the grace of Ned Nwoko to install Governor Sheriff Oboriwori as the governor, Ned now approached them and said, look, my people have been suffering. There's no water in Okwashiku for a long time. Can we do the dam? They say there's no money. That's okay. Can I bring a financier? Because everyone does his forte. They said, no, don't bring any financier. That was when the trouble started. But it had not blown open then. Second thing, the light at Okpa. If you go to Okpa, why is in Ndokwa? They don't have lights. Yet they supply over 33% to the national grid. The only light you see there is gas flaring. My people don't have lights. So Ned said, okay, can you please fund this? They said no. He said, okay, can I bring an independent financier who will do the project and recover his money over time? They said no. Ned let that one go. Thirdly, he said, okay, the coastal road, such as we have in Lekki now, Ned came up with a similar idea for Abo, again. That's why you have the bulk of the Anioma people. That's why you have our wealth, our oil, our gas. It is in the Anachurch in the area you have the human resource. God has a way of balancing things. That's where Ned is from. That's where I'm from. Ned said, okay, can we do this coastal road to open up the area so that from there people can go straight to the villages along that route and feeder routes can then come up subsequently? They said no. So when they saw that the antagonists...
They who? When you say they said no, can you give us names?
Governor Sheriff and Okowa installed sheriff. There's nobody argues about that now. Nobody argues about that. Indeed, thank you for this interjection, because I have forgotten something. Governor Sheriff did not win in Roboland, Delta Central. Where is he from? Where is he from? He did not even win Delta South, where Joel Onowako is the senator from APC from. It was because of the Ned influence he won, because they were all in APC.
Is it Ned influence or Okowa influence?
No, that he won the election, his own election. They were all in PDP at the time. The quarrel came later. Now, what now caused the final quarrel? They said, okay, Ned, come. Let's make amends and all that. Every month, we'll be giving you 10 million. It was a brand new Jeep. Ned rejected it. Now, that caused the quarrel between Ned and I. I told him, distinguish, if you take the Jeep, give me now. If you don't want more Jeeps, I need brand new Jeeps. Bulletproof for that matter. Okay, take it. Let them give you 10 million. Just give it to me every month. I will know what to do with 10 million if that's nothing to you. He laughed and said, politics is not about aggrandizement, about enriching your pocket. That is indeed is the problem. Ned is a billionaire. Everybody knows that. How did Ned make his money? Everybody knows that. Palace Club reforms. So Ned didn't come into politics to make money like some of them did. So that is the cause of the quarrel. And because they rejected all those things, that is why Ned now said, okay, since they don't want to do it, I'm a part of their clique. Let me now come and try and do it at the national level. Which explains why he had the highest number of bills in the National Assembly. It's visually decorated by his fellow senators. Look at the Anioma state creation. That is his biggest achievement. It didn't start with him, started with his father, with Nosike, with Dennis Osadebe, Nosike Igbo and all that. But Ned is now giving it new life. That's gone to the first reading in the House. That's gone to the second reading. But when it was time for the third reading, our master politicians, enemies of progress, now brought it because they brought in, we don't want to go to the south. We don't want to go to the southeast, I beg your pardon. Leave us where we are. And Ned likes beautiful women. He likes young women. No, the man is chopping life too much and all. These are irrelevances. The important is that we are Igbos. Igbos have had a very short end of the stick in Nigeria. And Anioma is that equity state that can correct the imbalance.
Well,
finally, on this very question.
Yes.
In the sense, I don't blame Governor Sheriff. Because if Anioma goes, he will lose the election. It was Anioma's vote that put him there. His people never wanted him to be governor. Delta South never wanted him to be governor. So to some extent, I'm being fair, this is politics. It's about self-interest. Everybody's protecting his territory.
What the voting population of the Anioma?
Again, it's an estimate. It's about 2.3. The whole Delta is 7.8. Anioma is 2.3.
Now, from what we are hearing, from the research you are making, because Ifeanyi Okowa is from Eka Northeast local government. And from what we've seen, PDP won that local government during the 2023 presidential election.
Okowa has never contested to be local government chairman.
But I'm just saying because you said he lost his local government. That's why I said we needed to fast check.
Hold on.
Yes.
Delta has always been a PDP state, like most states in the south. Before the, for want of a better word now, migration. Some say forced, some say induced, whatever. But the governors left. So that is not news. But if as a sitting governor, you can't win your ward when you're on the throne, you cannot win your local government.
We will say fact check the ward issue. We say fact check that.
And there's nothing, please do. And there's nothing Senator Okowa can do now as senator if he comes back that he couldn't have done for Anioma 8 years.
What do you think will happen?
No, hold on. Sir, please hold on. He was there as governor for 8 years. unfettered powers, virtually unlimited money. That's why the fact that Delta is the richest state in Nigeria now and then. He borrowed the highest amount of money in Nigeria. What's that to show for you?
I thought you'd be telling us about the good qualities of Ned Nwoko rather than
I already did. I
depending
told
on
you
Ifeanyi
the good
Okowa.
things he tried to do that they frustrated at the state level. He now did them at the national level. So what do you find today? He passed the bill of animal state creation, bill number 481. There's a law already.
No, he sent the bill, not passed.
Let me go through the
He's
list.
introduced it in the National Assembly, not passed. It's still under consideration.
What animal state? The animal state is under consideration.
So
but
not
his other bills are not under consideration. They be passed. Like use of naira only in the Nigerian economy. That's been passed. That he's not implementing it. It's not his fault. That's not the work of the legislature. That's the work of the executives. He passed that unemployed youths and widows should be getting allowance. Senate passed it, but they've not implemented it. Again, that's not Akpabio's fault. That's not Ned's fault. That's their own fault. So all these ideas that Ned tried to do in Delta, that they refused, they took to the national, and the national embraced it.
So what?
And then let me just say this to
what demands are you making of APC?
Before I get there,
they upload names of candidates.
Let them do the needful. Ned won that election. The whole world knows. I tell you something. State creation is the best way to empower any set of people, and everybody knows that. You have new jobs, new contracts are awarded, not to Spirit, not to Goose, but to Deltans. When they are building new secretariats at the new local governments to be created, Delta is an Anoma woman that will cook the food, supply the pure water. So there's wealth everywhere. Now, while people are making money and all that, crime will do what? Naturally go down. So, is it a man like that has been crusading for you, that the whole world has been hailing? That's the irony in Nigeria. People that do well, we cut them down, or try to cut them down. Is it someone that the whole world is hailing? That people like us in Anoma are waiting, our state, so that our children can get jobs, because if we have a new state, quota system has to be filled. Not by spirits, but by Anoma people. You think the average Anoma person, knowing all this, and we are very educated, knowing all this, will vote against having his own state. Because God forbid, if Ned doesn't go back, that's the end of Anoma state.
What do you think will happen if his name is not uploaded?
I'm not God, but I know one thing.
But you have plans too?
No, hold on. I'm not God, but I know one thing. If you are good to the average Igbo man or the average Anoma person, he'll be good to you. If they turn our back on Senator Ned, that means they've turned their back on Anoma state creation.
If not the people in the party.
No, hold on.
Yes.
That's the government. If they do that, then I'll say it in Igbo. If you're waffle,
Meaning,
what they see, they take.
no, interpret for us.
if you're waffle, where will it? Within the she, we then take.
So it appears from what Ned Nwoko has said in a television interview that the party is against him, that they made promises to him that once he defected, moved from PDP to APC, the senatorial candidacy is guaranteed. From what he said, he appeared to have given up, that the party has taken a position.
Ned is a fighter. Ned have not given up. Indeed, if Ned had given up,
But he doesn't appear like the rugged
I will not be
Nigerian
sitting here. If
politician.
Ned had given up, I will not be sitting here. To come on your program is not cheap. I will not be sitting here. That's one. Secondly, it is not the party per se. It is a clique within the party. That promise was made under Ganduje when he was president, when he was chairman of the party.
Okay, I see.
Now Danjuma is no more. Not your own, not Danjuma. You never APC chairman. If that's what you mean. And your son.
You said Ganduje before.
Yeah, Ganduje was chairman of APC at some point.
Yes.
It was under him that promise was
made to Ned, yeah.
But Ganduje is no more the chairman.
A verbal promise?
I've not seen any documentation. But we all know this is politics. Aswadi wants to win. And if everybody forgets everything I've said, please remember this. Personally, I'm not God, but I can tell you one thing. I don't see the pathway for APC to win this election without state creation. Not just in Delta State, but across all the zones, so that all the zones, we have 7 states. And no matter we go to Southeast, automatically the main part will be Delta State. You now create out of Adada or Rashid another state for the Igbos, and you equalize all the zones. That's the only way I see at try to come in this election.
But do you think the creation
Other than that, I don't see another way.
Do you think the creation of state is the end to many problems Nigerians are experiencing, especially poverty and lack of infrastructure? Because every other tribe will end up asking for its own state, because you are emphasizing Igbo. The North, for example, you have over 200 tribes. What do you think to that if everybody will demand a tribal state?
The Northwest zone is in the north. The Northwest zone has 7 states. The Southeast zone has only 5.
It's not about the number. We are talking about how
No, it's about equity. Let's equalize all the states.
But what does that do to the
in all
people?
states. So, like I said before, the fastest way to empower any set of people, state creation, comes with jobs, comes with identity, comes with so many things, new opportunities.
But with 36 states now, poverty everywhere. At a point in time, the state
Poverty is everywhere
pay their salaries.
because of corruption. It's not because of state creation that you don't have poverty.
Well, how do you stop that?
I just told you, create more states. The money trickles down automatically. And everybody will forget the kidnapping. Everybody will forget the NEPA problems and vote as you want to. Other than that, Tonnie Oganah, my name, I don't see any pathway for APC to win this election. Because the OB wave is very, very strong. Nothing more.
Are you threatening the president and APC?
I am not threatening. I'm a Christian. Bible says I should pray for my leader. I pray for Suwaju every day. I pray for Akpabio every day. I pray for Governor Sharif every day. But I also pray for myself. I pray for my children. I pray for my grandchildren.
And you pray for Ned too?
Most definitely pray for number one.
We know that
Before even your children, you make this prayer for them.
we know that Ned has this very strong foundation from the United Kingdom. I mean, where he schooled, where he worked. He's listed as a lawyer, in the, is it their yellow book or whatever? Now, I know that he's on that list. Now, from when he came to the National Assembly in 1999 up to this point, people expected him to bring in those welfarist schemes that he enjoyed even as a student in the UK. And while you say yes, he may have pushed through some bills, people believe that he was a bit slow and that he should have done far more, because he is one man who knows how to implement such things, having benefited and having been listed in the UK.
Very good question. I started the interview by telling you that everybody in Nigeria has benefited from that parity reforms. Local governments now have more money, states now have more money. How did parity reforms come about? Nigeria was indebted. We started paying back and overpaid. Nobody knew except Ned Nwoko. In the whole 200 Nigerians, no one person knew. He didn't even collect money. He said, no, I'm going to recover the money for you. Just give me my commission after I recover it. This is what they did. So all of us have benefited from Ned Nwoko. All of us have benefited from Anioma in one way or the other. Every Nigerian, I say it, and I'm proud to be myself, that I'm part of Ned Nwoko's team to revive the Nigerian economy. I'm part of the team, and I'm still part of the team to revive the Anioma economy. You asked about his contributions in education. There are only two major private universities in Delta State. Better, also in Anioma land, but the Indoko Acts, owned by one of their children, the Sports University, owned finance solely from the Nwoko's pocket. Over 70% of the students there are on scholarship. They don't pay a dime. Indeed, I tried to even tell them, I say, distinguish. I have two daughters in university now, let me bring one. He said, no, people like me, that's not the vision.
That is for the downtrodden.
Pardon me?
It's for the downtrodden.
It's for the downtrodden.
So what are the options, as we get started to live, what are the options left for him if the party eventually decides to upload the name of Ifanyo?
AIT, you are trying to make me play God. I will not play God because God doesn't like it.
But you must have plans. What are you saying? You must have plans.
I don't know, but what I said before I say.
Are you guys planning a revolt anti-party?
Let me interpret it. What I said before is what I said, what I'm saying now, which is, if you are good to us in Anioma, we'll be good to you with our votes. If you are not good to us, you attempt to decapitate the head of our struggle that has been on for over 70 years, we will show you the power of 2.3 million votes.
Which means anti-party in revolt, right?
I didn't say anything.
You don't have to pay.
One is free to infer. But we'll have to thank you so much, Barrister Tonnie Oganah, Director of Publicity for Anioma State Creation Group, who came to represent the Ned Nwoko camp as far as the APC senatorial primary for Aniocha, for Delta North constituency is concerned. We'll fold our hands to see how your party will react and whose name they will upload. Thank you so much for joining us.
Please, before I run, I just want to say this. I'm a Christian. I cannot threaten Mr. President or my governor or indeed Senator Kowa. No. In fact, we pray for them every day that they should take the right decision. And the right decision that will make the whole world not laugh at Anioma by putting our name in the Guinness Book of Records negatively, that we rejected our own leader, is to return Senator Ned Nwoko, who is both the Moses of our time, the Caleb, and the Joshua who take us to the promised land.
Does he have the Moses rod to divide it?
He has several rods.
Okay, thank you. That's by the way. Let's hear from you now as we read some of the mails you have sent to our email platform. We are going into our feedback segment now called Citizens Perspective. And the mails you sent to our emails, some of them that I'll be sharing with you now. And start from Comrade Monday Ame in Abuja. And he says, please permit me to react to the Akara statement by First Lady, Her Excellency Oluremi Tinubu, that has gone viral on social media, and your analysis on this program yesterday. It is unfortunate that some people are just mischievous, hence they took her statement out of context. I expected Uju Ejeye in particular to use this vantage medium to disabuse the minds of many Nigerians, especially comedians, kit makers, Gen Zs making caricature of an honest comment and efforts by a First Lady with the heart of gold, who is so generous to a fault. Rather than castigating her, she deserves commendations for using her connections, contacts, resources, and positions to touch lives. Truth is, 50,000 may be a chicken change to some people, but it is a whole lot of money to some downtrodden Nigerians living daily to eke out a living. Perhaps if previous First Ladies have been this generous and empathetic towards the vulnerable Nigerians, by now, so many would have been pulled out of poverty line. The next mail is coming from Lagos, and Ugochukwu and Nusion says, I agree with Mustafa that we should be mindful of how we criticize the ruling party as the ones causing friction in other parties. NDC was a creation of the court. When the court gave a judgment for it to be registered by INEC, court was the best. Same court now said it is not right, and people are alleging that it's the handiwork of the APC. We have a country to build, and it's ideal to allow the court to exhaust the case before all these conspiracy theories. The other day, the wife of the president was literally roasted because she mentioned grants of 50,000, 70,000 to Akara and Kulikuli sellers. She runs an NGO that has empowered people in education, technical and vocational works, etc. Selling of Akara suddenly became bad, but many are using it to train their children, build houses and cars. The kind of selective bias we see on social media should not be repeated on contemporary media.
Dario from Lagos says, in a same country, borrowing money and taxing the people are used for development, infrastructure, security, and economic stability. All this will make the people strive for more and make a decent living. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. We have people who force themselves into power through vote buying, intimidation, and judiciary conspiracy. That is why they are not accountable to us. It's like putting an Agbero in a vault of the central bank and you expect the money to remain intact. All he did was to remove subsidy, tax the daylight out of Nigerians, turn the people to beggars and almajiri in the midst of plenty through obnoxious policies. Imagine the First Lady donating cars for APC women leaders while she told the common man to go and sell Akara for empowerment. Anefio Kuntia from Songwater, Ogun State, says, the recent court orders towards deregistration of some opposition political parties asking INEC to stop recognizing ADC and NDC is dangerous to our democracy. What really is the fear of the ruling party, APC, and Tinubu today? This must stop. Allow opposition to be. Ultimately, judiciary must stop allowing itself to be used by selfish politicians against our hard-earned democracy. People must be allowed to choose who should lead them democratically. Enough is enough.
Okay, we'll have to say thank you for the mails. We expect these mails to come. It appears that Akara and Kulikuli statement is still dominating.
It's been trending.
It's still dominating, but people are beginning to say, yes, people trained, raised children from the
To the university level. I know some.
Yes.
NCI did some stories on it. I know some that trained 4 or 5 kids to the university. It's not selling akara. It's not a car. Selling akara is not a stealing. But you see, Nigerians have this mindset of everybody must do the big man thing. And you don't look down upon those small and medium.
But their grounds is that, and one of our listeners pointed it out, that when it comes to the big people, the first lady,
give them what they need.
The wife of the president, that's actually her name, because there's nothing like first lady in Nigeria. It's the wife of the president who dole out cars, vehicles.
Because that's what they need.
So women leaders.
Big politicians, but when it comes to the downtrodden, you resort to 50K grant for akara. That's their grounds.
Imagine if you give a car to somebody who is selling akara by the roadside, even down the hill. Is that useful for her? You are even killing that person. You don't have a plan for that.
Who says the akara seller would not be able to drive the car? Even if he sells it, he will put it into business. You know, I think that if I have to refer to what we said yesterday, one of our listeners said, look, it is better for her to leave that level of empowerment to local government chairmen,
the wives
and councillors' wives. Not that, it is wrong, but they believe that at her level, she should be advocating or pushing for bigger, higher empowerment, especially that the world has left certain things behind. Time there was when selling tuwo, and amala was the in thing, and people made millions out of that. Is it the same thing today? The world has moved beyond that. In those days, it could be one mama selling to a whole area.
Yes.
But today, almost every house
we'll have to go now.
You can't tell somebody how to spend her money. That's one fundamental
I
thing.
think that the world is moving towards technology, and we should empower our people.
For your contribution. You can imagine the conversation here about the akara kuli kuli, and you can imagine what is going on out there. But it's all for nation building and for better Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us today. On behalf of my colleagues, have a good time. My name is Amici Anapwe.